make it a better place.
Hi everybody, this is Tina with Loving Life's Little Blessings. Welcome to Memory Keeping Friday today, you guys. I have two things I want to share with you. This is going to be a really quick video. I want to share with you guys my week 14, which is this week, and it's pretty much done. I've got all my photos in. I have a couple inserts I want to talk about, and then I also want to share with you guys how I do these collages on the Becky Higgins app. So I've had a couple people email me or leave comments asking me like how to do that, and I kind of thought about not going over it, or I hesitated to go over it because it is really simple. It's just using the app, but I thought I would go ahead and share my process of how I'm putting things together, just in case you're like, I would really like to see you do it because it's easier for me to, you know, kind of grasp. I'm a visual learner, so I like to see things done, and then it's like I can tweak them to make them work for me, or I can just use that system. So right now you're looking at my week 14, and you guys saw part of this week done when I shared my week 13. So if you missed week 13, I'll stick a card in right up here and you can check that out. And then part of week 14 was already done because I had a couple photos already dropped in. So what I do at the end of the week, I've been doing this on Friday or Saturday, probably more like Saturday-ish, Saturday morning. I go into my camera, I go ahead and I go into my camera roll, and I just flip through my photos. So this will tell me what day of the, you know, which day I took it. It'll say, you know, I took this today, I took this one today, I took this one yesterday, I took that of my son on, let's see, he's in the shower, so I probably shouldn't show it. That was yesterday. So then on Monday, I took these photos, and these photos are actually already in for this week. Okay, so this is week 15. I'm sharing with you guys a week later than what it is. So currently we are on week 15. So on Tuesday it was the 4th, or Monday was the 4th, and then the 5th, and then you're seeing this on the 8th. So I'm a week behind in sharing with you guys my weeks. So this says to me, like, I did this on Monday. I happen to already have my pictures printed. I printed on Tuesday, and so I had Monday's photos. So I just dropped those in, and then you'll see this next week. I know it's a little confusing, guys. I even got a little bit confused. So I go through my photo roll, and what I do is I usually just put on sticky notes, like for today, for Tuesday, for this day on Tuesday, I'll just go back and look through my phone, find one for Tuesday. I think it'll be the one of my husband, and I'll put a sticky note on there, okay? So that's how I'm popping in all my photos. But if I come to a photo, I think I still have them on here. Okay, so this photo right here was taken on this day. So this was Tuesday the 24th, okay? So there was this photo that was taken, and then there was, sorry guys, I'll get to them, and then you'll see why I'm showing you. Okay, we're coming close. Okay, so this photo right here was taken. This photo, these are dark. I hadn't edited them yet. And then the picture of Wendy and I, and then the sushi picture, okay? So the picture of Wendy and I was actually taken on her phone, so she had to text it to me later. So now what I wanted to do is I wanted to make a collage photo, and I wanted it to look like this. So here's the picture of Wendy and I. This is the picture of Wendy and her grandma. And then this is a picture of sushi, because we went out for sushi. So I wanted all three of these pictures for my one picture of the day. So what you do to do that, and I do that with, the other one that I do often is when you see a photo that looks like this, that is also done in the Becky Higgins app that I'm going to show you right now. This one is my favorite if I have a lot of photos, because I can just get 4 photos into one. But then sometimes I like to mix it up and do this kind of photo, because then I can get 3 photos and then it's a little bit different. Now I also did it for this one right here. and these were all taken on the same day. So I just happened to want to get all of these photos in for one day. And I wanted this one in particular, I wanted to get all of these photos in because I needed some balance. Like I had this photo of the poppies, then I had Violet and Daddy, and then I had all three of the kids. I didn't really have much of me in here or me at home. So that's why I went ahead and wanted to put in both. So that's the other thing I try to think of is when I'm deciding if I want to go ahead and put photos together, I'm just looking at the other photos in my album and trying to balance it out. So let me stick this one back in here. That goes there. Then you would see these two photos together. So that's why I rotated the orientation of these instead of getting both of the collages where there were two photos on this side. I swapped them because I knew where I wanted them to go in my album. So I know that seems a little bit confusing, but because I know my process and I know where each photo is going and I use the sticky note system where I'm sticking a note on here for each photo, that's how I knew how to do these two in the collage where they were different and they would be side by side. So what I do is I go into the Becky. So here's my Becky Higgins app right here. I'm probably going to need something to point with. So then right here is the collage feature. So I just click on that collage feature and it brings this up. Now this is a standard 4x6 and you can do 2 photos. So this is how I do it when I want to cut something apart and I want it to go into my 3x4 photos. I will go ahead and add it to this and then I'll save it. I'll show you how to do that, but this is the one that I use the most. If you want a different design, you just go right up here. And then down here, you're going to see a bunch of different layouts and it'll say this is a 12x12, this is a 4x6, this is a 4x6. But if you just scroll through, you're going to see this is a 4x6 with 2 photos. This is a 4x6 with 2 photos. Here's 4 photos. 4 photos again. Then here's 3. Now it looks like it's just 2, but when you tap on the box, you can see there are 2 different boxes. So then there's this way, then there's this way, this way, this way. Then there's this one, which has 6 photos, and then this is a 6x8. Then we get into 6x8. So this is 6x8. All these down here are 6x8s. So I just use the 4x6. That's what I use primarily. So then let's do the one I just did. That's in my album. So I first picked this one and then you just go into here and then this is, you can add a photo or you can add a project life card. So the other thing that I do sometimes, if I just have one photo and I'm doing 2 3x4s, I will add a project life card and get it printed that way so that I get my photo on here and then I just have a little stack of kind of like miscellaneous project life cards and I can totally do that. The other thing that you can do is you can add a photo and then you can add a project life card and do your journaling right on there and then have that printed and add it to your album. So this collage feature, to me, it's worth having the app just for this. If I use the app for nothing else other than to put these photos together in collages, totally worth it to me. Okay, so then you go to photo. I just have all my photos right here. So here's the photo of Wendy and I. Oh, that's the one she sent me. She did a collage for me and sent it to me so I wouldn't have to do it. So here's us, and then I can kind of play around with it. You can make it bigger. You can make it smaller. I move it around, and then I can just zoom out, and then I can click on the next photo. Again, I'll go down. I want the one of the sushi, and then I don't even have to click out of it. I can just scroll down, click the next box, add my photo, and it was actually this one that I added. And then I can get that in there like this. So then the other thing you can do, I'm going to show you on this photo, you can edit this a little bit so you can do the brightness. You can bring it up or down. There's the contrast, the saturation. So you can edit that a little bit however you want. And again, you can make it a little bit bigger and then move it around in your box, okay? So now this is the important part. So once you have this done, will it go like this? No. I thought it might rotate. Okay, so once you have it like this is the important part. You want to do this, and then you want to go ahead and export that. So it's going to put it into your camera roll, right? It's going to bring it up. It's going to save it. It's going to do all of that. And then right down here, you're going to do save, and that's going to save it to my camera roll. Now that's how I get it to then upload to Snapfish, and then I print it to go in my album. So then when I'm printing, that's why when I'm printing and I'm adding all my photos to Snapfish and adding them to my computer, this is saved in my camera roll as a 4x6. It gets uploaded to Snapfish as a 4x6. Comes to me as a 4x6. I just pop it right in that pocket. So that's how I do my collages, and that's in the Becky Higgins app. Now again, you can do any one of these. You can do them like this. You could do this orientation and then add a project life card to this space or this space. You could do journaling right in that app. The app is a amazing feature to have, amazing tool to have when printing your photos or doing these collages, or you're able to get more photos into your album. So for week 13, you guys see, I still managed to forget to get this picture printed this week when I had photos printed. That's okay. My sticky note is there. It's saving that place. I have that photo. I just need to remember to click on it to have it printed. So for this week, I've only really embellished this side. You can see I've been working a little bit on it. This card right here, because I'm rotating from my title cards to being a title card up here and then title cards in the middle. If you're new, let me flip back here. See, this is a title card that I'm using. I used in March and it was up here. So then in April, I'm using title cards here in the middle. Week 14, week 15, week 16, week 17. So because I'm doing that, I had this blank place for a title card, you know, where my title card would normally go. So this again is a Facebook message. I trimmed it down and cut it. And then this was the parking ticket for my husband when he had his last surgery, and then the business card of the doctor. So I went ahead and just stapled that in. It was a couple pieces that didn't really fit anywhere else. Originally, I had thought I would put them in the 3x4 pocket because he went on Tuesday for his last surgery, which was this day. So originally I had thought I would put this in a 3x4 pocket, but I didn't have any room, right? So it worked out perfect to go ahead and just staple that in there. And then this is really the only embellishing I've done. So I have a little chipboard sticker here. I have one here. This is about his very last surgery. So I have a chipboard sticker here that says storms don't last forever. Thank goodness they don't last forever. And then I have a chipboard sticker here, and then I have some of these, this little word strip that I got in my Ali Edward kit last month. There are these little word strips. So right here across the business card, I just put these two. And then to tie that in to, you know, use some of that product in another place, I used it on this card. So right here it says, this is just hard, and then keep your heart strong. Her family's just going through some health situations with her grandma, and it's difficult. And then right here on this one, I put stronger in the broken places. So this, I'm going to try not to get emotional when I talk about this. Wendy and I have been friends for 20 years. So I grew 20 plus years. I grew up with her family. Her family's like my family. I call her Aunt Linda, and I call her Grandma and Grandpa. And this is a new stage for us in our life of dealing with loss and grandparents, you know, getting sick, or, you know, family members dying, or taking care of them. She takes care of her grandparents. She takes care of making them dinner and going and being with them and running errands for them. And it's just such a new season of life for us to be in. And I really wanted to document that. And so I want to briefly touch on another question I've been getting a lot of, is the stories that I tell in our family album. And I don't think that I talk about this enough. I'm going to try to start talking about it more. Our family album is the stories of of me and my husband. And while our kids are very much a part of our life, and they're very much a part of, you know, this season of our life when they're home and they're little and we're taking care of them, that is not all of who we are. It's not all of our life. And I hear a lot of times people will say, well, I don't have kids, so I really don't know what there would be to document, or why I would document my story or tell my story or do Project Life. And I really want to encourage you, if you don't have children, or your children are grown and out of the house, you still have stories to tell. And this, to me, is a perfect thing, a perfect way for me to explain that. This is about my friendship with Wendy and a season of life that I'm in, and my husband, we're in that season of life, and it's just different for us. And this has nothing to do with my kids at all. It has nothing to do with my marriage, my kids, me as a mom. This is me as a friend. This is reflective of something difficult and different in my life that I'm going through, and I want to document it. And then also, same thing here at the beginning of this week. This right here is a picture of the dishes on my counter. I'll show you guys. And that's a really random picture, right? It's like the dishes and they're drying on the counter. And this is why. I have had a very difficult month. March was really difficult with everything that happened with my husband and his surgeries. And then my daughter, the kids were out of school. My daughter has allergies and started really struggling with that. And then the situation that happened with a friend. I've not slept well. Our house, I feel like I'm just trying to like keep up on everything and having to do my business and the household basically alone while my husband, and take care of him while he was struggling with health issues. I just feel exhausted. And I had a moment on Saturday night where I really had a meltdown, and I was just exhausted, and I was like, I can't do this. Nothing, nothing's okay. Life is, difficult, and the house is dirty, and there's always laundry, and I just can't keep up on it. And my husband was like, it's okay. It's April. We're like, a lot of things are past, and like, we're going to get through it. And it's, the month is over, and we'll get through it. And so Sunday I woke up, which this was my Sunday photo, and I thought, I'm going to have a good attitude, and I'm going to get up and be very thankful for my home and my kids and my health and my family. And I cleaned the whole house, and I opened up the house, and I did all of the laundry, and I did spring cleaning. And I thought the photo for me that represented me making it through that was this photo right here of the dishes and of the counter. And that is the story I will tell. And while it does have to do with our family, it also has to do with the struggle of being a mom and cleaning house and being married and having a business and all of those things. And I thought it was very fitting then to go ahead and put my stories of home insert right here in this week, which I'll be talking about next week for you guys, next Memory Keeping Friday. So I thought that it was very fitting. I took all of the photos and everything that after I cleaned, okay? So with that said, that's what I kind of wanted to address with the, if I don't have kids, or what should I take photos of, or what should I tell stories of. There's lots of things in our family album that have to do with my husband and our life right now, in our mid-30s, raising children, working, living, where we live, the things that go on in our community. And then, of course, there's stuff about our kids and all of those things. So even in this week right here, I have two photos. I have this one of the poppies. This was taken at our post office. I went to check the mail, and all the poppies were blooming. And this reminds me of my childhood. I mean, there in our little town of 1,000 people, there are poppies everywhere, in every yard, everywhere we go, the elementary school, the firehouse, the post office. We very much have that kind of small town community. And these remind me of growing up and walking to the post office, or going, uptown. It just really very much reminds me of growing up here. So I wanted that photo. And then this photo is of the creek on our way to town. And it's it's full, and there hasn't been water in this creek in 3 years. So when I saw that there was all this rushing water, it just made me so thankful for all the rain that we've had, and I wanted to document that. So never feel like there's not a picture worth taking, because they are all stories of your life. They are what you are seeing every single day, and life is worth being remembered. It's worth documenting. So I hope you guys that has helped you. This was supposed to be a short video, but it wasn't. Sorry about that. You guys know I love talking to you about Project Life. So make sure you head over to my website by clicking right here, or in the YouTube description. There will be a photo of this on my website. My Easter insert is in here as well. I'll show you that very briefly, along with my calendar insert. This was the Easter insert. It's just a design C. It's chopped in half. There's one photo here. This is going to have a title of some type and probably some journaling, and then there's one of each of the kids there in the back, and that was our Easter insert. So both of those things I'll have photos of both of those items on my website. You can pin them to Pinterest, and then I will be back next Memory Keeping Friday to share with you week 15. And if you want these cards right here, this is a digital item I created, you are going to want to sign up to get my emails, because this will be going out next week, and this will be the focus of our video next week. So thank you guys so much for all your comments and your encouragement. I love that I'm able to share with you guys my weekly breakdown and talk to you guys more in depth about Project Life. It is my heart's desire, and I love it. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me to the very end of my video here. I have 2 other videos for you guys. I thought I would share with you 2 videos that didn't have anything to do with memory keeping, in case you wanted to check something different out. So I have my paper pumpkin kit from January, which was a banner kit, and I just altered that and made something a little bit different. And then I have a card that I created during celebrations using that bicycle stamp set. So I hope you guys enjoy checking those videos out, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I will talk to you guys again on Monday when I have another card making video for you. Have a fabulous weekend, you guys.